And welcome to the Land Timber Stream this Sunday, day 441. Hope you're having a good weekend. I certainly have, and I'm still having. Yeah, we're still in security, so Game of Pwns, Security Labs. Yeah, a little kitschy, but obviously the big event going on tonight, for many people anyway, is the final episode of Game of Thrones. So pretty excited about that. Been kind of rewatching. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. I did lab yesterday and on Friday and much of today, but yesterday I was, or actually today, we were kind of watching some old episodes of Game of Thrones, and I was sort of labbing while watching. But yeah, I have been doing some labs, some good security labs, and got a couple. I thought I'd do before dinner. I'd go ahead and get a little bit of streaming time in at least. So just an update on my progress here. Anki cards, flashcards, finally up to date. And I think I got up to date Friday. I spent, Thursday night, Friday getting caught up. And then today I've actually added a number of cards as I've been taking notes going through some of these security labs. 12 cards so far today. They're new. So yeah, been making some good progress. I had a little trouble with frags. Say that fragments, like IP fragments, where, not to go into all the details, I've got some PCAPs on my desktop, but I went through a lesson that had to do with fragments, filtering fragments, and understanding the difference between an initial fragment and a non-initial fragment. That kind of took me on this little road trip that kept me up late Friday night, sort of studying that. I feel a little bitter about it. I feel like I need to probably go back and look at it some more, but at least I got through that lab. So again, security section. I started out, I think Thursday night, I was working on extended access lists, and I was tired, but so far I've got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm working on 7, just finishing up the notes on 7, which is VLAN filtering for IP traffic. So that's what we're on now, and it's been a good weekend so far. So yeah, we're just playing right now with vacls. Go right into that. One other thing, actually, this is a good site. So one of the labs was on nbar and using a regex, regular expression, to filter, to allow certain file types to be downloaded. So I thought, I've been looking for something. I use regex now, regular expressions now in my work, for bash scripts and things like that, and I need a little more practice. So I found this site's pretty good. I found another site that had some really great lessons. This goes to an introduction. I'm not sure if you can skip around on this. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, cool. Practice problems. Yeah, nice. So there's some good practice on here if you need a little regex practice. So far I've gone through 4 lessons, and it's been very helpful. But yeah, great site, great meat chunk. And yeah, vacls. So I just finished this vacal lab, which is VLAN filtering for IP traffic. Standard disclaimer, these are not my labs, folks. This is from the ine.com workbook. Routing and switching advanced troubleshooting lab workbook, or just CCI routing and switching v5 workbook. I don't show the contents of the lab on the screen. Definitely check them out if you want to purchase the lab on, and do it on your own. You will be able to see, of course, screenshots, configurations, verification, scripts, explanations, the whole works. Don't show this on screen, obviously, but these are not my labs. Again, just working through them and learning as we go, and tripping up as we go and learning as we go, right? So the the requirements here on this lab, well, we got 3 switches, and we had to do, so I created some new IPs on switches 2 and 3, and my VLAN access list was only to allow TCP traffic on VLAN 10. And I did okay, although I was just looking at the answer key, and apparently I did not have to do this. I could have done any, which makes sense. I got pretty literal on this. Probably would have passed in the lab, I'm not sure. And the other thing I did not need is this, because by default, if you do a match and an action forward, there is essentially after that an implied action drop all other layer 3 traffic. One thing to remember, of course, is if you set a layer 3 filter, or if you do an access map of layer 3, that doesn't apply anything to layer 2 and vice versa. If you need to filter both layer 2 and 3, which I think we're going to see in the next lab, you have to explicitly specify it. So in that way, it is a little different from a normal access list. And then you do VLAN filter, vacal1, VLAN, you know, the name of the access map, the VLAN, and which VLAN you apply it to. And that seems to have worked. Let's just double check. I was just checking that now. Yeah, now pings are blocked. But TCP should be allowed, no problem. I think, can we telnet? Yeah, we can, so. Shift 6. X. Control Shift X. There we go. Oops. Control Shift 6 X. Disconnect. Yes, there we go. Always forget to do that. Yeah, another thing I was reading on the notes. Don't forget to reapply your VLAN filter after you change this configuration because they're programmed in hardware. That's interesting. I wonder if that's still the case. Either way, we should probably make a card out of that. Let's look, actually, because I don't want to have to worry about that in a lab if that is no longer the case. I could see that being fertile ground for test questions, though. Or not test questions, but lab configurations. Let's just take a look at that IPs. What is this going to be under? Probably have to go to a specific, probably have to go to Catalyst. So we're probably gonna have to go switches. Let's select a Catalyst 2960. And yeah, why not? Documentation. Let's go to software configuration guides. Command reference, why not? Wow, this is old. Okay, here we go. Command reference 15.4. And this will be, let's look up the VLAN filter. Here we go. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that, but okay, so I'm going to assume then that this is important. Okay, use V. All right, so yeah, we'll flashcard that out just in case. Anybody else curious? Anybody else watching the GOT series finale tonight. I've been looking at the predictions, and man, it's been, I've been watching it for, I think, all 10 years. And last week's was pretty epic episode. No spoilers. Hashtag. When editing a VLAN access map, this command must be used to reapply the changes to hardware. VLAN filter security. Cool. So I think we got this one. I'm going to check that box, and we'll move on to the next one, which is layer 2, or non-IP traffic, actually. All right, so requirements here are, let's go back and wipe one. 11 out of Azure today, by the way. What did I change? Let's just restart all. Start. And there we go. Got all three started up. Configure switch 1. Close these cards, by the way. 12 new cards a day. Switch 1. Allow only these L2 protocols on V10. STP BPDUs. ISL or 802.1q. Interesting. CDP, VTP, UDLD, ARP. Disallow any other L2 packets. So we need to remember the MAC addresses here, right? Man, I worked on memorizing these for the written. These use the same MAC address. So let's think about this. We're in the lab, and we can't remember. So how could we figure them out? It shouldn't be too hard. Okay, an ARP address, that's going to send a broadcast. And let's think about the show MAC address table. All right, so I wonder if we could find this. I know the documentation locations for commonly used IP protocols. I know a place to find commonly used port numbers. Oh, I wonder if there are shortcuts. Let's see. So switch 1, we're going to say access, let's see, list. And we'll do, let's see, extended 48-bit MAC address access list. Protocol type code, could we use that? Wow, I'm gonna have to find an example. I had one of these in network lessons, but let's try to find one in the Cisco docs. It's gonna be a little more challenging. Hey, network bro, how are you this afternoon? This sunny day here in Central Florida. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Hope things are going well in your studies, my friend. Configuration guide. Let's see here. This would probably be under security. It's weird because I've clicked on way more links than these. But that's okay. Access control lists. Cisco Cloud Web Security. Interesting. IP access overview and guidelines. Yep. Says Never Bro just finished ARGP load balancing labs and a bit of a funk, but getting back into it. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah. Equal cost and unequal cost load balancing in EIGRP. That unequal cost can get complicated. Okay, numbered access, Walker mass address list sequence numbers. Yeah, they're not really going to help us here. Getting help from the Cisco docs. It's, you know, a okay, we got protocol numbers. That's interesting. Yeah, you can go to the command reference. Thanks a lot. So yeah, Cisco's going to just have kind of a desert out here of information. Hopefully you can find a... All right, we'll go to network lessons. Cisco docs fail. Hashtag no surprise there. All right, we'll go to network lessons and we'll go to vacal. Yep, they have a lesson on that. I consulted with it earlier. Okay, so we're going to use MAC access list. No mention of that in here, is there? MAC access. Yeah, not found. We're going to present to you a document on access control list overview and guidelines, but yeah, we're not even going to mention the MAC access list command. Nah. Why do that? All right, so let's go to, let's see, switch one is open somewhere. There we go. Let's bring this all to this screen. And all right, so we'll say MAC access list extended and MAC. We're going to say permit okay, good. They show us some ether types. Thank goodness. That's not really going to help us, though. Yeah. Deck mop dump. Hey, you can block those if you want. So permit. Yeah, we need the. We could probably use. So let's see here. Where can we find these? We're in the lab. We don't have access to our flashcards or our written study materials, and we have not necessarily memorized. I guess what I could do is we could do a packet capture. Let's do that. Yeah, exec mode, capture, monitor. Oh, can we do that? That's for a router. Monitor, capture, buffer, cap1. Monitor, capture, point. Is that so? That's going to be IPv4, IPv6, TCP, and UDP. Yeah. The embedded packet capture does not look, at least on a switch, like it's going to do layer 2 captures. Interesting. Well, I mean, let's see. Monitor, capture, point, associate, cap1. Let's call cap point. And the buffer's cap1. Monitor, capture, point. Monitor, capture, point. Start. Yeah, it wants me to specify IP or IPv6 or TCP or UDP. Okay. We tried. I wonder, it does not really give any suggestions here on, let's see. Let's check Cisco site. In support. This is really under switches though. Although it could be a router as well, I guess. Support. And search. Common UI. Pretty much useless. MAC address. Common MAC address prefixes site cisco.com. Wow, I guess I'm gonna have to memorize these again. Yeah, OUIs. So I have the in my written notes, I have a list of a lot of the common ones. I was just trying to find a way, because let's say I did not remember. How could I find them in the Cisco docs? Yeah, my memory drills. Or the written exam, man. I reviewed these like crazy. So I have all kinds of trivia. This is Network Trivia Pursuit 101 here. So here they are. Yeah, see, I guess I'm going to have to 01000C, CC, CC. I had memorized this before the written exam, a lot of these. Dummy multicast, I don't know if y'all remember that, but anyway, that's the one. Hey, Tegamino, glad you joined. So what would you recommend? I'm in the middle of a lab, and I get this requirement. Yeah, I know. It's tempting, though, because how do you otherwise... So that's CDP, VTP, UDLD right there. And then spanning tree... Well, I guess it depends. Yeah, because PVST is this. So I guess it's talking about regular spanning tree, ISL or 802.1q. So we're actually going to need both of these, I think. Because ISL would be in this format, I'm pretty sure. So Mac, we want to permit this. Yeah, I can't pull up my written memory drills in the lab, obviously. Oh yeah, I have some old stuff on here. Oh, that might be part of the... Never mind. I don't need to worry about that. Okay, so Mac access list extended Mac permit. Any source. And good, it wants this format, so... ...48-bit destination MAC address mask. How do you do a mask? Let's see examples, at least in the Cisco... Let's see if Cisco documentation can at least provide one tiny speck of value here. Give it an opportunity to partway redeem itself. MAC address list extended. Oh, it has some in here. So you have to go to the... Well, you need to know what this command line is, or because otherwise it doesn't... There's no reference to this in the configuration guides that I found. So you better remember the actual command itself. Command to create a MAC address access list. Text-based, yeah. So if I can at least remember that, then I can come here. Rather than knowing the MAC first hop redundancy protocol, I've never just needed to know that sort of thing. I hear you. Watch them not even give an example. Oh, they do. Okay. 0.0.0. Now, I want to check out this protocol list. Permit. So you can do protocol, COS value. All right. Or I could do MAC address. What do we have here? So we have DTP, IP, LACP, mop dump. Yeah, we saw these in the other screen. Okay, zeros and ones, wildcard. All right. There we go. Let's see, what else do we have? That's the same one. It did not take my paste. Copy paste issues, even G happens. It's like a 50-50 chance you're gonna get your actual copy to paste. There we go. 0.0.0. Good deal. And this one, permit any, and then we're going to deny everything else. Well, we're missing one, ARP. So ARP is going to be specifically permit. The source will be zeros. Now there are lots of different kinds of ARP. Never mind, what was that DSM keyword? Let's check. DEC DSM. It's a type of protocol. So you can tack on the protocol at the end. Slayer Darth, how are you, my friend? I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, thank you. Doing a little security today. So, what would the best way to allow ARP and block everything else? I think what we have to do is when ARP is sent, we have to do layer 2 is can't take that at the moment. I'm not bad either. I've been doing some light reading on electronics this weekend. I've also been doing some of the practice lab. AWS Technical Cert. That's cool, man. It's awesome. AWS. Oh, we could probably do host here. So I'll bet we do host and 0.0.0 and 1.1.1 maybe? Oh, any, yes. No, ARP is going to use, yes, they are. As you can see, HHH, hexadecimal, right? No permit host 0.0.0 any. This is going to be the destination will be permit any host and it will be sent to a broadcast. So this would be 1.1.1. No. Yeah, maybe that's it. Permit any host. To this destination. MAC mask. Yes, both the addresses and the mask are in hex. All right, so we need to apply this. So we're going to do VLAN. No, not again. Client. Access map. Oh, you need to just go away for right now. VLAN access map. Protocols 10. Match. MAC address. And what do we call it? MAC. Action forward. And then we need to do this for VLAN 10. So we'll just say VLAN filter. VLAN map name is protocol. And VLAN list 10. Okay. Let's just see what the workbook here says. Okay, I'm way off here. Way off. Yes, you do need to match the ether type. So I was trying to match the MAC address. So it's saying that, for example, ether type for VTP is... I wonder, would this work though, actually? Oh, isn't specific enough? Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you could send any type of traffic using that MAC address if you wanted to. You could craft frames with whatever source address you wanted. Right, Tech Ambito. Yeah, I follow you. So that's, and I'm looking right at the answer here in the workbooks, and it's saying VTP is 2003, CDP 2000. Yeah. I have notifications off, but it does not. I don't know why it doesn't do that. We got to fix that. Yeah, I did memorize a bunch of ether types, which I found more useful. Yeah, I have some in here. And at least I thought I did. Yeah. So OOX0806. See, I have these in here. I wonder if there's a good reference for them, though. Network Lessons actually did IPv6. Okay. So what they're saying to do is well, the thing is, you're saying if I memorize this list, I should be good. Well, I don't think everything in this lab is even on here. .108 is not on here. Yeah, so here's the answer. Here's the correct answer. I think I have one of those on my list. .4242. I guess that is spanning tree BPDUs. Also, you have to put LSAP. So this is mentioned. There's like a whole paragraph explaining spanning tree BPDUs in this lab. So that's this, right? LSAP 4242. Oh, geez. All right. Yeah, Peter's very thorough, right? I'm sure this is a Peter lab. Or Lupikoff. That's reassuring, though, what you say about my list. But like I think I have 010B. No, I don't. CDP, VTP, UDLD. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and read through all this explanation now. It's kind of, it's like I just overturned a rock and there's like all this stuff underneath it now. That's okay. We're going to learn it. Either type's going to become better engineers. So let's see. This would be, let's just go through the Mac access list, extended Mac, permit any, what's it, just any, yeah. And then he has one here, LSAP. Is that even here? That is not. So some of these are already here, right? This is a list you had. I'm copy pasting that bad boy. Thank you, Tech Gambino. You're awesome. Wow, you still had them. You're the man. Anki flashcards, really? Use Anki as well, huh? Yeah, that's good. I've definitely archived all my stuff. Ooh, Novell IPX and SPX. Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Yeah, Paul. Oh, wait a second. I see. Yeah, I've got these. Right. And Cisco has a list of some of these other important things to remember in the documentation, but I did not find this anywhere. I even say the score of my written. I'm a data hoarder. Oh, me too, man. That's the funny thing. Like in my space, like I typically scan in everything and keep no paper. I have so little paper at my house, but digitally, I've got stuff going back a long time. I've used sync.com now, is what I'm using to keep all my data, and it's a lot. It is a lot. I'll snap. Okay, cool. So I'm going to take this list and take what I get from the lab and then take from my written notes and put it all together here. Yeah, same here. Tech MB, I hardly handwrite anything. All right, folks. Well, this has been a good lab. I'll probably, yeah, I got to study up on this for sure. Thanks so much for the feedback. I appreciate it. This has given me, I've turned over another rock here. I've got to create some study notes on, flashcards, and really appreciate the help. I'm going to try to return a call here in a second for someone who make sure to call multiple times. Anyway, appreciate it. Hope y'all have a great Sunday. And if you're tuning in Game of Thrones later, maybe we can talk about it tomorrow with no spoilers. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that tonight, where I'm actually we're going to bake some kind of cool stuff to get ready for it. But thanks so much for hanging out. I hope sending everybody good bits to the community. Hope you've had a good week, and maybe you're already thinking about looking ahead to next week. I know I am. I'm actually looking at, I did get through a number of labs, which is good. Security labs, making good progress. It's the 19th, so hopefully I'll be able to mark it. That one is marked. That one is done. I'll mark this one done later today once I read the material. Then I'm pretty much halfway through security, which is good. And I've got some ground to catch up, but I think we've got a holiday coming up this month too. So hopefully I can get through this section by the end of May and start on system management in June. That's the goal. Thanks so much for hanging out. It's been a great week. We'll start it up again tomorrow for a new week here in the Land Tamer stream. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and have a great Sunday. Take care, folks.